Gentlemen, can we turn our attention to the comments made by Dr. Dayton Campbell? Thoroughly, roundly unfortunate comments coming from the PNP General Secretary. Saeed Bernard, can I hear you first on it? What did you make of it? What was your first thought when you heard it?
As a 23-year-old Jamaican Tyrone, I shipper. I've read several times where...
What did you say? How old are you?
I'm 23-year-old Jamaican.
Oh, you're a baby?
I'm a baby, but I shipper.
No.
No, very mature for his age. You know, the reality is, Tyrone and Kish, that Jamaica is coming from somewhat of a negrophobic stage where politics was concerned, and to now be hearing the black leader of a party, and mind you, Sir Cliff, I heard you say it's disrespectful to the minister, but I think it's disrespectful to the citizens of the country, actually, of being a black nation. Because
Absolutely.
remember, you know, the context of Robert Montague being backbenched or being shifted was because of the several scandals surrounding his name. Now, what message does that send? Is it that the leader of the so-called Black Caucus, if there was even one, is a person who has gotten the most scandals throughout his term? What does that say about us as black people? Yeah? So, even in that context, even if there was a Black Caucus, it's just not the thing to say because it sends the wrong message and it attaches the wrong background to what a black person is. And so, I think I'm trying to understand what could have caused or what could have been the thinking. But in all areas and in all respects, I just cannot see how it was a statement with any probative or substantive value.
Kevin O'Brien, huh?
Well, me real quickly about that. And if I do my DNA test, 50% Oriental, 30% white, 20% black. I'm not a black woman, I have mixed children. So I can't put my prejudice against any race. Alright? But when I heard the comment, the first thing came to my mind was, well, who is the leader of the Black Caucus in the PNP? Second thing came to my mind was, who is the leader of the White Caucus in the GLP? And the third thing came to my mind was Peter Tosh's song, if you live in a glass house, don't throw stones.
Exactly.
I can't believe that Mr. Campbell don't want to raise the race issue. Remember the PNP in the 90s, you know, didn't campaign openly. But a lot of dog as they say, about Mr. Patterson being black, I can walk around and people can't, you know, say nothing against Mr. Patterson, Mr. Chiago. Now, nobody has commented on Mark Golding's race. I think it's a sign of maturity. But Mark Golding doesn't come across as a man who thinks he better than other people because he's white. He's married to a black woman. He acts like a man who wants to be black sometime with him DJing and dancing, right? But if you have a leader like that, with the history of the PNP, do you want to bring race into the argument? Jamaica is a 90% black country. Let's make no bones about it. We're talking about out of many white people, but it's still 90% black. So why would a man with a white leader want to stir up that nest of ants? I cannot see what good he thought could come out of it. It's inexplicable.
Which is really what I've been trying to wrap my mind around, having heard the comment. Other than it being politically tone deaf, Saeed Bernard, this is not some rank and file member of the People's National Party of the opposition. This is the CEO, as it were, of the party making these utterances. And there were those who suggested that Dayton Campbell perhaps wasn't General Secretary ilk because of his penchant for saying things, shooting from the hip, as it were. Is this a manifestation of that? Do you need someone more measured in the seat of General Secretary?
What I would say, Tyrone, is you said it. You know, I remember Ricardo asked the Prime Minister a question, and the Prime Minister said, "Thank you, thank you." You know, the reality is, it's not even about the ilk of the General Secretary. It's about anyone who is putting themselves up to represent a 90% black nation. Anyone who is putting up themselves to represent a country with a master that says out of many one people. Jamaica already has a lot of problems. We have class issues, we have economic issues. We don't need to put ourselves in the position of property of Trinidad, where racial issues now become a part of the political fray. And so I am discombobulated as to what took place, as to what was said. And I think some apology needs to be given.
To Kevin O'Brien Chang, is Dan Campbell showing that he's not General Secretary material? I mean, this one is quite a howler.
Still, I have a lot of respect personally for Dayton Campbell, his background. He has a prison board for the money and a domestic help from to become a doctor. As a black man, it must have been very tough for him to reach where he reached. He may have a chip on his shoulder, understandably. I've talked to people like those, and you can understand why they feel kind of a grudge sometimes. But politics is about controlling your emotions. And second of all, if it becomes a race argument, how can the PNP win? Andrew Willis is a black man. I mean, Mark Bunning is white. If you're going to bring it to race, how the PNP is going to win this battle? It's like a knife against a gun. So it's crazy to bring the argument up. Even if, I don't know what he was thinking, but this is a fight the PNP cannot win given the certain circumstances. Who is the leader of the black caucus in the PNP? Who is the leader of the white caucus in the GLP? Andrew Willis is not black. It is so crazy all around that you have to know what have against Bobby Montagu. What does the PNP have against Bobby Montagu? First back holding little boy. So they bring up Montagu again. Montagu, I give him credit, you know, he could have lashed out a goal in the first time, a little boy. A white man calling up a grown black man. Boy, most people are members of slavery, a lot of people. Right? In the 50s or 60s, right? So he kept his calm and didn't fight back. I know this time to come bring this up again and attacking the man again. It's crazy. I don't see any way we can possibly for the PNP.
It's a level of political dunceness that is off the scales, frankly. Let's turn to what Mr. Golding himself did today in issuing a 60-day ultimatum to the Commissioner of Police, Saeed Bernard. Your reaction to that?
You know, exactly. When I saw it, I wondered what will happen after these 60 days. Okay, the commissioner does not resign after 60 days. What will happen thereafter? I think the position should have been more as to, you know, pushing their solutions again for national security measures. And the calls for the minister's removal were quite sustained, were quite supported from the public. I can't understand the shift to the police commissioner. And so I'm still at levels head where that is concerned, because I'm now trying to wonder how, why, and what happens after that 60 days.
Kevin O'Brien Chang, does it surprise you what the opposition leader said? And I ask you that given against the backdrop of a comment that Peter Bunting made on this very station about why the security forces wanted to go the route of states of public emergency.
Well, let me read a comment that's on Facebook. Dimitri Adams has given the leader of opposition, Honorable Mark Golding, an ultimatum to resign as president of the PNP within the next 60 days. The strategy to unify the party and win the next general election is not palpably seen.
Is that what?
Palpably seen.
No.
So what I'm saying is, Mr. Golding, you know, it's a statement which will be mocked. What is the commissioner? A magician is going to come with a miraculous 60 days. And let's put this clearly. The commissioner, all the security forces, are highly educated men. They're up against the reality on the ground to come up with their plans. What expertise does Mark Golding have in crime fighting? When they put forward, you know, the security forces, the big heads, have gone through all the possible options on the table. They come up with the best possible plan. They are the ones, the best trained and the most knowledgeable. They have all the inside information. Why would somebody like Mark Golding think he knows better than them? This is what I cannot understand with these people. Oh, don't use this, use that. The security people have been through all of it. And they have thought this is the best option that they think, given all the realities. And Mr. Golding, frankly, that statement there shows me a level of what I would call obtuse thinking. He's not thinking things too clearly. He makes a lot of statements over and over and over, clearly showing he has not thought through what he is going to say. It's a pattern.
Okay.
You know?
Thank you very much, Kevin O'Brien Chang. Saeed Bernard, thank you very much
Thank you,
for
Judge.
the perspectives.